Colors are really important when you're designing visuals. I'm not going to get into the different psychological nuances of colors, but today I'm going to go over how you can choose different colors, the technical methods behind those, and that your color schemes remain accessible regardless of any visual differences your audience may have. Let's go to Matplotlib and we can see the list of named colors. First, you have base colors that can be accessed by single letters. I don't generally enjoy these ones, but they are options. Next, you have the Tableau palette, and Tableau did a pretty decent job at choosing their colors. The blue, orange, green, those tend to work together pretty nicely. The blue and the orange you'll see very frequently used across Matplotlib, Seaborn, and even Pandas. You have access to the entire CSS color palette, which is very useful. When it comes to specifying your colors in Matplotlib, you have various options including RGB, hex codes, and multiple string options for individual letters and named colors. You also have the ability to update transparency in your visuals, which can be useful if you have overlapping data points in a scatter plot. Now that you know how to pull individual colors, you can also pull color maps to create visuals that need multiple colors, and those colors will all work for your individual presentation. You have sequential gradients, and there are a few different types of these. You have diverging gradients, which can be useful if you're showing something that is very positive versus very negative. Diverging color scales tend to be fairly useful for that. Cyclic color scales are another option. If you want to show multiple categories, for example, using a pie chart, a waffle chart, or a stacked bar plot, you would want to use a qualitative color scale. And there are multiple qualitative color maps that are already built in for you. There are also lots of other additional options. Now that you know how to choose multiple color maps, let's take a look at ways to verify that people are always going to be able to access those color choices that you make. This tool is amazing. I've been using this for over a year now. It's a great way to verify that any color choices you make are still going to be accessible by anyone, or even if you're going to be printing off your visual on a grayscale printer. This is their default image, and this shows you grayscale. So this is a way that you can know whether or not any distinctions that you have in your visuals will still be relevant, even if color is not allowed to be an option at all. And then you can go through the common color vision differences so you can make sure that your choices are still accessible to everyone. Again, this website is color-blindness.com, and if you go to color tools, it's their color vision deficiency simulator that you're looking for. If you have specific colors and you want to create your own scale, maketintandsshades.com is a great spot to go. Plug in the color that you want and it's going to give you all the different variations that you might need. Next, another amazing tool is Coolors. You can create lots of amazing palettes with this, and you have lots of palettes that have already been made that you can look at. You can browse gradients, you can create your own palette, you can extract the palette from an image, and you also have a contrast checker. This is another thing that's really important with your visuals because you also need to pay attention to contrast. You want the colors to be distinct from each other, you want the contrast to be distinct from each other so that regardless of display conditions or lighting around the display, people are still able to read it. And of course, you want to make sure that the visuals themselves are large enough for your audience to be able to see them.